together to make the Constitution work. What do we call that? You negotiate, but in the end you are
Hello everyone,
compromises.
my name is Dylan.
What are the two
Welcome
major
to
compromises
an
of the
episode
Constitutional
of Boom
Convention?
Beach.
3/5. What's the other one? Dare to be great. Great compromise. Good Lord. The people rule and the decision should be based on their will is what principle of the Constitution? Government is subject to the will of the people. Popular sovereignty. The government not being able to abridge freedom of speech, an example of what principle of the Constitution?
Bill of Rights.
It is from the Bill of Rights, but that's not a principle. Congress shall not abridge or can make no law abridging the freedom of speech. It's saying what Congress cannot do. What do we call that? Limited government. The federal government has control over foreign policy, while states have control over most educational policy. Is what principle?
State.
You have delegated, reserved powers, concurrent powers. Somebody said it. Federalism. The president vetoes a bill, but Congress can override the veto, 2/3 vote in both houses. Principle is checks and balances. The major debate between Federalists and Anti-Federalists centered on power. The Federalists wanted whom to be in power?
People.
The federal government. And the Anti-Federalists wanted states. States have the power. Okay? States or federal government, who should be the most powerful is the main debate. Anti-Federalists refused to ratify the Constitution without this addition. Bill of Rights. Supreme Court rules on whether or not a law is constitutional is example of what? Judicial review. 2/3 of the blank is needed to propose a constitutional amendment. 3/4 of the blank is needed to ratify it. So first, to propose an amendment, who has to do that?
Supreme Court, Senate, West of
Legislative.
Congress. 2/3 of Congress is needed to propose a constitutional amendment. 3/4 of the
Senate.
states. If Congress already did it up here, the Senate's already done it, guys. States. You need 3/4 of the states to ratify. The right to assemble and petition comes from what amendment? First. Supreme Court case dealing with gun control would likely deal with which amendment? Second. A case about civil rights would likely be based on what group of amendments? Bill of Rights, Progressive Amendments, Reconstruction, Bill of Rights. What group? Women were given the right to vote when? 1920. Reason for the 26th Amendment.
Voting ballot
They could
between
go to war, but they couldn't vote.
the president and vice one.
No,
They
that's
could
12.
Go
Go ahead.
they could go to war, but they couldn't vote.
They were being drafted to go to war at 18, but they couldn't vote. Okay. Limiting the president 2 terms. 22nd. According to the 27th Amendment, this is when congressional pay raises can go into effect.
They can't
Next
raise their
term.
pay until the end of their term.
Not necessarily the end of their term because they're senators that serve 6 years, but it's the next congressional term. Next Congress. Nominations made by the president must be confirmed by whom? House of Congress. They're actually doing confirmation hearings today. Which is the upper house? Senate. The Senate confirms all appointments and treaties. And they're doing the Senate hearings for President Trump's Supreme Court nominee today. Seats on the Supreme Court.
President.
How many?
9.
9. Write laws, write budget, declare war. Who can do that? Congress. President can pardon criminals. Is which branches check on another? Executive on judicial. Congress override a veto. What branch on can check what branch? Legislative on executive. Citizen responsibility that is required by law. Paying taxes. Example, limitation on citizenship rights. Typically, we can talk about public safety. We can talk about you cannot infringe on the rights of others. But this is a specific example, and that specific example is if you're a felon, can you vote? No. So you can have that right taken away from you. In the U.S., civil rights are given to whom? All Americans, all American citizens. Brown versus Board of Education overturned what previous case? Plessy versus Ferguson. A major flaw in the original Ohio Constitution that was fixed in 1851 Constitution was that the Supreme Court no longer had to do this. Each what? No. Each county. They didn't go to all 88 counties anymore. Okay, that's why they created district courts. Both the U.S. Constitution and the Ohio Constitution of 1851 have how many branches?
3.
Yeah. They both have 3 branches. Unlike the U.S. Constitution, the Ohioans have the ability to propose a new law called a what? I showed you a video on Friday that showed you how to do this as a citizen. You had to collect signatures to get a bill on the ballot. What is that called? You have to show a lot of initiative.
Oh, it's like you could do it on a website. Petition. You can do that on a
It's
website.
not a petition. It's called an initiative. It's called an initiative. Okay? Alright, open up your computers, go to Quizlet.live. Quizlet.live, Quizlet.live. Quizlet.live. Once you go to Quizlet.live, put in that code. While you're doing that, I'm going to explain how this works. Has anybody played that before? Quizlet Live before? Okay, so the way that Quizlet Live works is that you are going to be grouped with other students. Okay? And you will all get the same question at the same time, but you will have a list of choices. They will have a list of choices and how many people are in your group. One of you has the correct answer. The other 2 or 3 of you do not have the correct answer. So you need to collaborate with the other people to figure out who has the right answers.
We have to move
It will make that for you. So once you sign up, you need to put your name because we need to figure out who that is. Do not put some fake name, put your first name. That way we can group you correctly.
Everyone can get their code, you know that.
Oh, hell. Why are you logged in? Be a part of class. I don't want
Quizlet.live.
to play. I don't like Quizlet Live.
Okay, then you need to get on Quizlet and study my stuff. You're not gonna play on games today. You gotta test their stuff.
Everybody logged in? Alright. So, it'll give you your groups. Go sit with those people. Okay, there are 5 groups. Raymond, Yara, and Devin sit together. Isaiah, Brimi, and Usman. Kenny, Eric, and Dariana. Ethan, Jacob, Jason. Emmanuel, Samar, and Abdul. Huh?
You had to make a quiz that you started.
You're not on yet?
You didn't have to.
Hold on. Right now, Chase, we might go to different groups here. Hold on.
Oh, wait, no, wait, what's up? Are you Remy?
Remy's over there. We're doing different groups. They're gonna go different here in a second if Chase isn't on.
Chase is slow. Put in the code. One better. You did that wrong.
Alright, now we're good. Alright, those are the groups now. Jamar, Abdul, Devon, and Chase. Emmanuel, Kiara, Brimi, and Dariana. Isaiah, Ethan, Raymond, Usman, Jacob, Kenny, Eric, Jason. Sit with those people. Let's go.
I'll see me up though.
Because you said you weren't playing.
Waiting for the next round.
Okay.
Guess I'm playing the next round.
You can go to Quizlet and play the games instead.
I'm gonna listen.
Again, you need to be able to collaborate and talk to one another.